Welcome back to another episode of Just One Fern. Lucas and I are back after a long break. I mean, I didn't even expect it to be that long. I told myself I did one episode alone. I hated it. I wanted to planning on doing more, and I was like, I don't think it was that great. So I'm just going to wait until Lucas gets back. And then I was on vacation. It was just too much was happening, Lucas, but I'm glad to be back.
It was hell month.
It really was. It was the month from hell, but I'm glad that we're back. We got a lot planned coming up, some big weeks that are going to be happening for us. But I want to talk about all this time that we've had off and all the things that we've done. So you went first. The reason we stopped, I recorded my own episode is because you went on vacation.
Yes.
And you went to Alaska.
Yeah, the big one.
The big Alaska. Did you listen to my episode that I did alone?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
In the 10 minutes before this episode, while I was in the shower, I listened to 10 minutes of it. So, just the
did you get to the part? Well, I think I started it off by saying I think you'll be killed by a moose.
Yeah, you did say that.
I did place a very large sum on that bet, so I have lost big. Not good for me, but that's fine.
Now, Aaron, you didn't take any sub bets or if he gets attacked by a moose, you break even or something?
No, it wasn't. It was just
because I don't know if you can see that.
Whoa!
On my arm.
Lucas, what happened there?
As I've been telling everybody, I got attacked by a moose. But
oh my Lord.
I climbed a tree and I fell out of it. And I hugged it on the way down and I scratched the shit out of it.
My God.
So anybody who's just listening, I have a large, it's gonna scar for sure. I have a large scrape from the bottom of like my tricep to the top of my bicep.
That is huge. But I do gotta say this. I want to hear more about that story, but you look yoked. You look jacked with that line. That line perfectly outlines your bicep. Right? It's really nice. Like you lift that up and you're like, oh, he's just really strong. And then you talk about it and you're like, oh, okay, I understand. But if you just told people that you're just ripped like that, I would work.
Yeah, I worked out too much and it's the stretch marks, babe.
Yeah, it's the stretch marks. I put in so many hours at Planet Fitness. I was just ripping through that. But what made you climb the tree in the first place?
So I on the way, this didn't even happen in Alaska, which is
this was just in my backyard.
It was on the way. It was on the way to Alaska, on the way to the plane. So I left from Buffalo. Yeah, I know, right? I love. Okay. They say this. They say that you're more likely to die in a car accident on the way to the airport than in the plane.
That's true.
I wasn't in the car either, so I have no excuse.
I was gonna say, wait, the tree was in the car?
I drove to Buffalo, and on the way to Buffalo, my friend Mike stopped at one of his friends' houses, and we just hung out for a couple hours.
Nice.
And he has a spot he spray paints in. And I was like, oh, shit, I never really spray painted. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I noticed all of them were on the bottom of, this giant wall of concrete. It was underneath a bridge, right?
Oh, okay.
So I'll climb up this tree and I'll spray paint the top. I'll tag it and it'll be cool.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you sure you want it? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And I got all the way to the top, and they're like, whoa, Lucas, that's up.
Like in a cartoon, you falling through the tree.
I was in midair for a second.
My God.
And I felt probably 10 feet, and then I landed on my feet. And I turned around, and they're like, you're okay. And then I lifted up my arm, and I'm like, guys, I think we got to go.
Oh, my God.
It was all bloody. I'll pull up a picture.
That's so
bad.
Wait, and was this before your trip?
Yeah. This is the day before the plane left.
Lucas, so you had to go that whole trip with your arm just fucked up.
Yeah, the whole time. It healed after I got back, of course.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
So this guy, I don't know this guy that well, Mike's friend. He's a cool guy, but I had to go back to his house, and we had to talk to his mom, and she had to bandage him up. At 23, he still has to go, Mom, my friend fell out of a tree. Do you have any Neosporin?
That's so funny. Like, could you imagine being that mom? Like, God, again? Like, when
Still?
are you gonna?
Still?
This is the 10th time you've climbed a tree this week. I just can't believe that you fell out of the tree. I mean, that's hilarious that you were in midair for a moment, just like, oh, just like grabbing.
I was like,
the
oh
tree,
no,
hugging it. That's so bad. But that's funny because I feel like that happens a lot with injuries when you're like you're getting hurt. You know you're about to be injured, and then you like you land or whatever it is you're doing. You're like, oh, I'm fine, and then you realize that you're fucked up. Like you're like, oh, wait a minute,
your body
I'm not okay. The adrenaline wears off, and you're like,
that's it.
Oh, okay, I'm actually really
in the beginning. It was so fine. I was just like, oh, my arm's all cut up. Like,
yeah.
You know what? It's weird. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But that was my body being like, hey, dude, this is going to hurt really bad.
Yeah.
You need to get the fuck out of here as soon as possible.
I can't believe you had to go the entire Alaska trip, though, with your arm cut up. That must have been so annoying.
I'll tell you the worst part was I got all bandaged up and I wrapped up my arms, like the whole part of my arm in gauze and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we were on the way to the airport. My friend was like, can you put on a long sleeve? And I'm like, why? He's like, this isn't like you're not, I don't want to get stopped. I don't want people, I don't want people giving us dirty looks. And I'm like, dude, it's like,
dude, what?
I'm just bandaged.
Yeah,
up.
you just
like,
you're injured. What are you?
I'm not like, listen, I know I'm Italian. Like, that's not close enough to be like,
yeah.
I didn't know where he was
that
going
person's
with
the
it,
type of person that the entire time they're going through TSA, they're thinking to themselves, what if someone put a gun in my bag? Like, what if there happens to be explosives that someone put in my bag? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, they're so paranoid.
Right, exactly. And then I'm the type of person, this happened, is you go into this big, the big magnetic thing?
Yep.
I got in there and you have to go like this.
Yeah, you look really cool. Yeah, yeah.
And I started humping the air because I thought that was kind of funny. And the guy's like, you get over here. You're out. You're done. I got pulled out of line. He's like,
did they pat you down?
Yeah, they patted the whole.
Oh,
I am now leg number 1. Leg number 2. The inside. He went in my pants.
Were you making the noise while he was doing it?
I just moaned. This guy was so pissed. He's like, I told you not to move, and as you can see from the yellow marks on the image, you moved in this area. And he pointed at my dick.
Have you seen Hot Rod?
Yeah, I did
the
that
one
dance.
guy, the one guy that dances like that.
Yeah. That's exactly.
He just humps the air the whole time.
So he got all pissed off, and then they pulled me aside because this is on the way back. I got a water bottle, an Alaskan water bottle.
Oh wow, that's super cool.
It's I think it's pretty cool. And I had it filled up for the trip, and I forgot about the water thing, liquid. And he pulled me aside. He's like, "All right, you have to go to the back of the line, and go all the way through TSA again to dump it out." And I'm like,
"What?
Like, can I just dump it here? No. Why not? I don't know." God, but I got to go through priorities, so I went back through, and it was all right.
TSA sucks. When I went through TSA, they made me take so I went home thinking I was going to record my record an episode by myself again.
Yeah.
So I brought everything. I brought everything home, and they made me take everything out because it's all electronic metal stuff. And so I had to repack my entire bag after I got through.
That is so bad.
It was so annoying. I was like, and everything went
your
into
mic and your stand
everything
and
went into a different container, and it was like, guys, come on, what is it even going through this thing for? If I have to take everything out, how bad is this machine that it can't read if there's a bomb in there or not? With everything packed into a bag, just do better technology.
It's bullshit. Well, it doesn't work anyway. Have you heard the statistic that 90% of the time they miss the bomb?
Yeah,
when they do tests.
Yeah.
It's just an ego thing.
Gosh, get Bezos on this. Have him fix it. I think he could do it, right? He went to space.
Where is Bezos?
He's
in space.
We need to talk about his penis rocket, too, at some point, because his rocket is just a penis.
He did do a penis
We might as well
rocket,
pause and talk about it right now, because Jeff Bezos made a penis rocket. If anyone has seen it, it's literally, imagine a penis. That's what it looks like. It has a head, and it slims down, and it cuffs out at the bottom. It's really
balls.
bad. Yes,
there
are balls on
the
it.
whole thing.
Yeah,
dude. I think he was just being really self-evident of how much he was just doing a big dick contest with going to space.
He really was. I mean, this was clearly like the beginning. Remember how we were talking about brand wars, where we want the CEOs and like billionaires to fight each other? This is the beginning. People are going to remember this when that happens, because he was like, "Hey, Bill Gates, look at this big cock I got. I went to space." And his crew.
Bill Gates is packing.
Oh, you know it. That's why Bezos had to do it. That's why he had to make this penis rocket.
Yeah, Bezos has gotten a little eeny meeny yellow polka dot. That's a disease he has. Peeny weenie. That's what he's got.
Yeah, he does. He's got a micro penis. But can we talk about his crew really quickly too?
I don't know anything about his crew.
It was like an old man, a young boy, and like a woman. Like, it was like they had to check off boxes. They were like, all right, we need a kid, we need an old woman, we need all right, we got 2 genders, we're good. We need like
we have our breakfast club of people here.
Really, I was like, these people probably don't even know like, how did this happen? How did this occur where there's this now child going up into space? Like,
bullshit. Like, he's now the youngest person ever go to space.
Yeah.
And he didn't do shit. It is like, I'll go.
Yeah, if I'm going to space, I want to bring someone like that's going to entertain me the way there, like the whole way there. Like, I'd bring John Mulaney or something. Like, I'd say, "Come on, John, let's go up."
David Blaine?
Yeah.
No, David Blaine would be scary. He'd probably teleport you outside of it.
Yeah, somehow I'd end up dead.
Yeah, but John Mulaney would be really funny.
He'd be a great companion to go to space with. He didn't even really go to space though. Like, he went into wasn't it like he only went into like the very outer like part of Earth, like, so they technically weren't in space yet.
Oh, like low orbit or
yeah,
whatever?
something like that. I don't remember what it was, but everyone was saying, oh, he didn't even like go to space or whatever. He just like, oh, what did they say? They played just the tip with space. That's what they said.
That's perfect.
That was a headline of an article that I saw.
Just the tip.
Oh my god! But yeah, I mean, that's crazy that Bezos did that.
The dip machine. They did it.
It was just unbelievable how much it looks like a penis. I can't believe it. But tell me more about the Alaska trip, because I'm fascinated by Alaska. Like, I always forget that it's a place, and then every time I think about it, I feel like I won't stop thinking about it for weeks. So.
Right. Well, that's exactly what happened. Is I forgot it existed.
Mm-hmm.
My friend was like, "Hey, you want to go to Alaska?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it. I'm never gonna go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is my one chance." So we went. Also, by the way, I pulled up the pictures of the wound when it was.
Oh,
fresh.
the wound. Perfect. Warning to everyone watching. Oh, wow. I mean, that looks like you just got straight up barbed wire like cut across your arm.
It was just bark.
That's so wow.
Yeah, this.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks fucking awesome though.
It looks cool.
It really does look awesome.
I don't look good here.
No, you look right there, not looking great, but everything else is looking pretty good.
And then this is my one bandage, and then I ended up.
Oh, that's not bad. That's cool. When you have a bandage like that, that's cool.
Right? It's like Die Hard or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this is the one I sent my girlfriend, so she didn't freak out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's smart. That's very smart.
Which I later felt bad about. But,
that I can't believe that you.
Yeah.
That's really bad. So like that one, especially that one, the main line there. That is really bad.
Yeah. And I didn't tell my parents until I got back because
that's smart. I would have done the exact same thing.
I'm not gonna freak them out.
Yeah,
Why would I do that?
Not a good idea.
All right. So we get there and we didn't have the key code for the Airbnb.
Perfect.
So we just guessed it the first try. It was just the address. So that was lucky.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's
that
crazy.
Was really lucky.
Did you guys stay in like?
Been locked out.
I'm gonna sound like such a like asshole here that just doesn't know anything. But did you guys like stay in a cabin or something? Like, is that all they have up there? Is just cabins and woods?
Normally, they don't have a lot. So we stayed in Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay.
Which is one of the 2 biggest cities. It's Juneau, which is the capital, and Anchorage is like the other city everyone goes to.
Yeah.
And it is so tiny. Aaron. It is just like sparse, tiny, and a lot of homeless. A lot of the native people here are the homeless, which I feel very bad about.
That stinks.
Clearly, that is the America's fault. But
Yeah, true.
the city was so small. It was smaller than Albany, New York. I don't know if you've been to Albany.
Yeah, it's smaller than Albany.
It's probably this. It's probably smaller than Syracuse. About the size of Syracuse.
That's nuts.
Which is so tiny.
Yeah, it's very, very small.
We tried going out one of the nights, like to the bars, and then we were like, "Well, where are the rest of them?" And we had just done them. There were that few.
There were just like, how many were there? How many bars did you end up going to?
I think we did like 4 or 5, and there was like a couple more that were way out of the way. And we're just like, let's just go.
Wow.
There's one with a mechanical bull though, which I didn't do because my arm. But
oh, that stinks. If you come down here, when you come down here, we'll do a mechanical bull.
One?
Yeah. Oh, we got.
I would love
they got
to.
plenty here.
Oh hell!
I'm gonna leave this in, but do you hear this? These people outside my apartment right now. They're like I think they're leaf blowing. But the thing is, I don't understand why they leaf blow because they blow it towards the house. So like, what is the point of doing that? Like you're gonna they trim the bushes and then they blow it towards the apartment. I'm like, well, this doesn't make any sense because it gets on my porch. I sound like I'm an 80-year-old man that's upset about this, but like, it just the common sense is not there. I don't. Sorry to get sidetracked. That was just very, very annoying.
Makes no sense. So every time they leaf blow, you get pissed off.
I really do. Like I go out there and I'm like, "What? This is my yard. Get off my lawn." Like that's
my property. It's my property. Get off my property.
That's exactly what I said.
This is Nashville. Get off my property.
Yeah, get off my property.
You have a porch? You have a porch?
I do. I have to clean it off a little bit because it's covered in leaves. But yes, I do have a porch. I'm pretty sure bees run it right now. But I haven't actually gone out there. I'm afraid once I do, it's like stepping into the wrong territory. You know, like I don't want to start a war. But yeah, I do have a porch. I'm on the first floor, so it's like I don't even consider it like a porch, really, like or a balcony type thing. Like I wish it was like a balcony thing. You know, those are better. I think like being elevated and sitting outside is cooler than just like sitting on a porch on the ground.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because the porch has like even like first level porches are like up like 4 feet.
Yeah, mine's just the ground. Like you walk out onto it, like, and that's where it is. Yeah.
Well, we'll hang out there.
Well, we can hang out there. Sorry. Anyway, back to Alaska. It's very small. I can't believe that's one of the major cities. Is like the size of Syracuse, New York. That's insane.
And one of my hosts, I had a husband and wife host. The wife is a bush pilot. So what that means is she's like, and this is a very big thing in Alaska. So there are these tiny planes, like they're like you like biplanes, like you get in them when I don't know you go to Alaska.
Yeah, yeah,
they don't exist for like much else. And she is a pilot, and that's what she does, and she goes from town to town to town to town, dropping off supplies because, and she's from one of these towns.
Okay,
there are at least 1,000 towns in Alaska that are not connected by any roads; they just exist.
Do they travel by like dog sled?
No, they don't travel.
They just don't travel. Sick. They stay there and they fish and they hunt and then so they live like.
And they die.
Oh my God.
She's from one of them. She grew up in a town of 100 people.
That's insane to me. I mean, that's just nuts.
She was one of the most social people I've met. Like she was so normal. I would think if you grew up.
I mean, she's got to be social because she hasn't had social life her entire existence.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's insane. The fact that it's not connected by roads.
You can't drive there.
I mean, I understand Alaska's just massive. Like it's huge, and there's spots that you just like can't live. But like, you build a road. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Can we build a road for them? Like, what is the government doing? Get them a road, please, so they can go to Walmart. Walmart's gonna blow their fucking mind if they ever get out of there.
I didn't see one Walmart.
I'm not surprised. What was the store? Do they have a store? Is it just one guy that fishes and that's the store they go to? They're like, we're getting that fish.
There's like a Field and Stream store, like, and that's it. There's a giant one.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Field and Stream?
REI, I think it's called RIE.
I don't think I've heard of that. No.
It's like It's like Dick's Sporting Goods for rednecks. That's what it's like. And
It's like a
awesome.
small
It
Bass
is the
Pro
best
Shop.
place. Yeah, but it's gigantic.
Oh, it's big. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the size of a Dick's.
Okay, perfect.
Not Bezos.
Not
Dick,
Bezos dick. That's the biggest one.
That is. Hey,
Which we've
dude.
seen. It went to space. So it's pretty big. Do you think he did that because sorry to get back, this Bezos thing is on my mind. Do you think he did that because someone told him like, hey, I just read an article that says like if you go to space, like your dick grows, and he's like, we're going now. Like I can't wait any
Oh my
longer. We gotta get up there.
Really? Okay. All right, let's find some investors. Number one investor will be a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah, we need a
because-
14-year-old. How quickly can you get me an old man? Quick, go.
I wish my
Well, do you want me to
dick
call
was
Bill Gates?
very
No,
large.
you know it. Don't even mention that
Hey!
name in this house.
Hey, you're fired.
That's like
it.
Voldemort. They say
It's
Bill Gates around
He who
Bezos.
must
and
not be named. At best, they do is BG, and he's like, "Hey, watch it. You're on thin ice, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a big
Yeah.
dick over here.
But
We'll talk about other big dicks.
in Alaska, was it like? Did you just stay in that one town the whole time, or did you like go did you hike or anything? Like what was?
Yeah, we hiked. We did. So we got a rental car. So we drove around, and like half the things we did were like 2 hours away by driving.
Okay.
So one of the hikes we did, we hiked a mountain, like a mountain. Not like, you go on a hike. We did a whole day hike. We hired a guide. We wore helmets.
Oh shit.
And it was like there weren't any trails. The guy was just like, all right, so this is the tallest mountain in this range, which is like right around the city.
Yeah.
And they're gigantic. I can't even explain how big these mountains are. The big, like it looked like Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god.
And he's like, so snow capped, the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And he went, all right, so we're gonna go up that. And then we did.
Did you
We
go
just
all the way to
walked
the
up
top?
5,000 feet.
Holy shit. That's
A mile.
nuts.
We were a mile high.
Yeah.
Literally. I didn't fuck anybody, but I was a
Damn.
mile
I mean,
high.
you missed the opportunity there. But wait a minute. So when you went up, did you tell him like, wow, 5,000 feet? I fell 10 feet the other day, and that was a lot. Did you tell the tree story?
No. That is embarrassing to this.
I feel like I know. I was gonna say like this guy has probably literally fallen down this mountain at least twice. So like he'd probably be like, this kid falling out of a tree is if like that matters to me. Like,
Oh, really? And you got hurt. Nice. Way to go. So anyway, back to my like war story.
Yeah, that's so cool. You climbed a fucking like giant mountain though. I mean, I would be terrified. I'd be so
I
scared.
was.
Okay, good.
Aaron, it was the
I was gonna say if you
I-
weren't, I'd be nervous for you.
It was legitimately the scariest experience of my life, and I tried to quit halfway through, and he wouldn't let me. I pussied out hard.
I would have done the same thing. I would have said, this is good. Can we have a PB&J here? Do you got a thermos? Do you have some soup? I'm good here.
I would like I would like an emergency blanket, and I would like my feet rubbed, please. And thank you.
I need a foot
money.
rub now. Where's the nearest spa?
Someone paint my nails already.
Oh my god.
But so it was like there was like two halves, I guess 3 parts of the climb. So there was like the first giant incline, or I don't know how many. There's like 1,000 feet, and it was so steep. It was so fucking steep, and it was like, but it was grass and stuff, and I was like, okay, fine. And we got up to the first like part where snow is.
Yeah.
And we walked up the snow, and that was so steep. I'm like, all right, that was. He kept saying, this is the hardest part. Don't worry. So I'm like, okay, this is my maximum. I will not do more than this.
Okay.
And then we got to the top and it plateaued, and we went a bit longer. And then there was another hill, the same size, only this time instead of it being made of grass, it was made of gravel and loose rocks.
The perfect combination.
So I said, yeah, no, I'm out. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'll wait here for you guys when you come back down.
Did they go up the
I'll
rest
write
of
a
it?
book. He wouldn't. I did too. He wouldn't let me.
Oh, he wouldn't.
He's like,
you had to climb
he
the
wouldn't
loose
let me.
gravel?
yes.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I can't do this. I don't have any experience. He's like, dude, we're just walking, man. Like, it's all right. Man, this is not walking.
I could
It's not
fall
walking.
at any moment. Were you
No,
like
literally, if you fell, like you would have gotten hurt. Like
Oh my
for
god.
sure would have gotten hurt bad.
No.
I'm never doing it again.
Yeah.
But I got to the top.
Yeah.
And I found 2 rocks to put myself between. It's gorgeous view.
I
But
bet.
I was
yeah.
up there and I'm like, oh man, oh boy. Like you just look down 5,000 feet and you're
Yeah.
like,
It's kind of like when you're when you're about to go on a roller coaster and you purposely squish yourself between 2 obese people so that you're held in tight. You're like, I need to be between these 2 guys or else I'm gonna fly off this ride. That's exactly what.
do you do that? I bet you do.
I have before. Yes, I have.
It's smart. It's smart. I'm gonna remember that.
Like, hey, can I go between you 2?
But then my friend and his 2 cousins who I was with, they decided that at the tippity top, so it was like the top where it's like, it's like the ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a giant rock like extruding like another, I don't know, 50 feet.
Okay.
Maybe that's a bit more, like 25, 50
Okay.
feet. And they're like, let's rock climb to the top of that. So like, like hands
Yeah.
with the cables and you're clipping in and like
Mhm.
the whole nine. And I of course I didn't do that. I knew from the beginning I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
And they did that for like an hour while I sat up there trying not to like shit myself.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Just try not
You'll
to
be
fall.
Okay. The way down will be worse.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. The way down will be worse.
But I'm up. I am up here. And Aaron, when I say I almost shit myself, I mean it. Where I had to shit at the top of the mountain.
Oh no.
While they were rock climbing, and there weren't plants
Mm-hmm.
because we were too high up for that.
Yep.
So I used rocks to wipe my ass.
You did not.
I swear to God.
You did not.
I found the scoopiest little like sharp slatey rock, and I wiped my ass with some rocks.
Please tell me it was a solid one. Please tell me it wasn't a messy one.
Aaron, have you ever had this shit scared out of you before?
It was a lot, wasn't
It was
it?
a big. It was actually I was very lucky. It was 2 solid.
Thank God.
bucks.
Whew. I mean, Lucas, I can't believe you. I'm in denial. This is 5 stages of grief. I'm in denial. I can't believe you used a rock to wipe your ass.
What would you want me to walk down the mountain with shitty ass?
I probably honestly at that point I would have been like, I'm just gonna let my innards just get absolutely destroyed. Like I'm just not gonna poop. Like it's gonna get stuck way back in there, and that's fine. I'll deal with it later.
No, Aaron,
I'm just gonna have to soak in a tub. It'll soften up. It'll be fine.
It would have streamed down my leg on the way down. It was that bad.
Oh,
And I had Pepto.
No.
I had Pepto. It
Oh,
was
that's
bad.
why
It was
you were
really
drinking
bad.
your favorite drink.
What do you mean that's why?
You were drinking Pepto, and you're like, well, I gotta poop now.
Pepto does not make you poop.
I know, but eventually, once you got all the way up there, the Pepto had already gone through you.
So the Pepto would stop.
Well, why didn't you bring the entire bottle with you?
I did.
You had finished it? Oh. You're like, I need this now. That's good, though. You think ahead. But you probably... Well, now you know if you ever go hiking again, always bring a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Even if it's a smaller mountain, which obviously you won't do that big of a mountain again, but always bring toilet paper. You never know.
I'm gonna. He said not to,
Mhm.
but I don't know why.
That doesn't make sense.
Bad for the environment? I don't know. I already shit at the top.
Isn't it toilet paper? Like, isn't it paper? Paper is biodegradable, right?
It degrades. So I don't know. But on the way back down, we saw some mountain goats. They're very cute.
Nice.
I think they're called doll sheep. That's their name.
Doll sheep.
I don't know.
I kind of
They're
like
cute.
that. I like that. Doll sheep.
And then we saw a moose.
Oh.
Very cool.
And it didn't kill you.
It did not kill me. I think it saw my wounds and was like,
Damn it.
it was like too easy of a kill.
I mean, I'm glad it didn't kill you, but I'm also a little upset I lost the bet, so it's fine.
How much did you lose?
Solid $50. Which for me is a
whole
large
bank
sum of money.
account.
But wait, how big was the moose? Was it just massive, just ginormous?
Yeah, no, they look like horses but bigger.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Like
to me.
think of the largest horse you've seen, and it's a little bit bigger than that and skinnier.
Yeah, their legs are freaky.
You know.
From
Yeah,
pictures
the
I've
legs are
seen.
like really skinny.
Yeah.
They're not like
Like, it doesn't make sense how they're able to operate.
No, because they're so top heavy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have you heard
but
how
very
moose
cool.
like if a bear is like gonna charge at a moose, like they'll just stand there and be like, bring it. And like they don't do anything. They just let the bear run into them and then the bear runs away. Like the bear loses. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're
That's
so
badass.
big and sturdy that they're just like, listen, I'm not gonna do anything. You're not gonna do anything to me. Like, just let's go.
Yeah.
Get it over with. Get your anger out. And then we'll
They're
be
that
on
big.
with our day.
They're that big. I
Yeah.
believe it.
That's nuts.
Cool.
Anything else that was crazy on that trip? I mean, that sounds like a great time, though. I mean, I want to go to Alaska before I die for sure. That'd be awesome.
No, you should. You should. It was the most beautiful place I've ever been, and I
Wow.
didn't expect it to be. So maybe that's why
Yeah.
it was. But it was very cool.
I do like those kinds of areas, like mountainous areas, are really nice.
Now, Aaron, I could keep going. I've been going for a while now. I don't know how much you really want me to go on for.
Well, I'll jump in really quickly here because
Yeah,
I mean,
hear something from
a
you.
bunch of stuff happened to me, but there's only one thing that I have to talk about because it's my favorite part of the 4 weeks that we didn't talk. I won that game when you're at like an arcade. I won the game where the blocks go across and you got to
You
stop
did?
it. I won it.
Wait, you won the grand prize?
Yes.
No, no way, no way, no
I
way.
did,
What'd you
I did
win?
it. There's actually a video. I'll probably send it to Kenny for him to edit it in. But it was just tickets, but it was like 1,500 tickets. Like it was crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And like the
Did you
most expensive ticket like prize is like 5,000. So like that's a lot. Like that's a lot of tickets.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And
What'd
it
you
was
get?
awesome. What did we end up? I was with a few friends. We ended up getting like pint glasses. Like we each got a pint glass
That's
from
so
the
cool.
arcade. Yeah. It was awesome. I mean, I was blown away. I lost my mind. I freaked out.
Yeah.
Everyone around me was like, is this person okay? I was like, no, I'm freaking out. This is amazing.
Were you jumping up and down?
I really was. No,
screaming?
I was like, yeah. I was like, come to daddy. And it was the best. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
I've never
Congrats.
like won a game like that in an arcade because I really thought they were rigged. Like I really did not think it was possible for you to win them. And I did.
Didn't know.
And then I proceeded to play the game 20 more times and lost. So because my confidence was
Aaron,
through
you
the
idiot.
goddamn roof. It was through the
You
Well,
gotta
here's what we did.
stop.
No, so we won and then we stopped. We went and had dinner, came back because we still had like money on our like cards we were using, and I played it again. I was like, I can do it again. I know I can do it again. I was very dumb to think that, but it was fun. It was a good time because the second to last time I did it, I got to the very last one again. So I almost I had one more to go and I missed it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then you fucked up.
Yeah, it was really bad.
And then you got mad and left.
I was furious at the end. I was like, no. You're right. I should have ended on the high note. I should have been like, I'm going to walk away now, but I didn't because it was dumb of me.
Well, I get it. You know what? You're hot shit after you win the grand prize. That makes sense. You're the best. Aaron, you were the best block stacker in the arcade.
I
That's
was.
a fact.
At that very moment, I was. And I honestly, I might be one of the best in the world. Who knows?
No one knows.
You wouldn't know until I play someone. Yeah, I mean, it's not even a play. Like, you can't play someone at the game. I guess you could just be like, you both have 5 tries. Whoever gets it the most.
You know what, Aaron? I'm gonna go ahead and say you are the best because
Thank you.
there's no other. Do you know anybody else who's won the grand prize?
No. Actually, I've never heard of anyone winning that game before.
Then you are the best.
So I think I'm gonna make a T-shirt. It says I'm the best at that game. I'm also working on a T-shirt for our podcast that says the number 1, number 2 podcast, and I'm very excited.
I love that. I love that.
I'm working on a design for that right now because I mean that's hilarious.
I want one now.
Give it to me now. Is it done?
No.
How about now? So that's really like there's a bunch of other stuff that happened. I went home. I saw my family. Now my family's here in Nashville. There's just
Right.
I mean I have been with people for the past few weeks, like just not alone. And I realized like, oh my God, I love my alone time. Like I really like the pandemic has made me more introverted and I love seeing my friends. I love hanging out with people, but I need like a break afterward. Like I can't be going for
Yeah.
weeks straight while seeing people. But there's
Dude,
something.
it's too much. It's too much. I understand.
It is. It's way too much. And people, coming out of the pandemic, which I mean, who knows what's gonna happen now? But coming out of the
Yeah.
pandemic, people were going, nuts because they're like, oh, I just want to see people all the time. I'm like, man, I got to ease myself back into this. Like, I can't just hop right back into the way I was because it was way too much.
No, yeah, it was. Even then, though, like I don't know, I feel like people are like even now too wanting. Not what's the way to put this? They're like trying to make up for the lost time.
Yeah.
So now it seems like everybody wants to hang out all the time, all at once.
Yeah. I hate
Which
that.
like I kind like at first I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then after a week of it, I'm like,
Yeah. Like, oh,
I
give
want to
me.
go home.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I need a time to myself to decompress. Everyone has like
Yeah.
sat with themselves for so long that they're like, all right, I know when I need to be alone. Like, I need to take
Yeah.
this time off, and which is
Which
important.
I think is good though. I think
Yeah,
you
I
need time
agree.
to like think.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you get, especially like us as like creative people. Like if we're just
Mhm.
going, we're not going to have time to work on anything. Like to like
No, yeah.
work on music, work on, podcast stuff, anything that we have in mind. Like you need time to sit with those thoughts and, really flesh them out. But I don't know. It kind of stinks. But so there's something that I do want to talk about with you back to, stuff that happened to you. You met a celebrity
I did meet a celebrity.
and
Uh,
I have no idea who this is, by the way. To everyone listening, Lucas just said, I met a celebrity.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about it on the podcast. So I'm in the dark as well.
I don't know if I hadn't heard of him before. So I don't know how big of a celebrity he is, but he is certainly a celebrity. He
Okay.
he has a large Instagram account. He is a former NHL hockey player.
Okay.
He was Rookie of the Year. He was an All-Star. And
Okay.
he has 2 Stanley Cups.
2. How many times was he was only an all-star once?
I don't know.
What team did he play for?
A lot.
Who am I kidding? There's only one actual
Yeah,
guy that I know. Like,
Hey, I only know Wayne Gretzky. That's the
yeah,
only
I was
one
like, I know
of.
Sidney Crosby and Wayne Gretzky. That's it.
All right, so go ahead and look this guy up if you want to.
Okay.
He is real, and I partied with him for a whole night
No, in Alaska?
in Alaska.
Oh,
yeah.
that's dope. That's awesome.
So look up Scotty G. Scotty Gomez.
Scotty G. He's the first person to come up.
Right.
Oh, he's got a pretty big following. Yeah. Oh, this guy looks like a time and a half.
Dude, I am telling you, he is a
Whoa.
party god.
I bet. I mean, he's a hockey player too, right? I mean, those guys go hard.
Yeah. He brought over the most expensive bottle of scotch I've ever seen in my life. And he just was pouring it all night. All night. He's like, oh, here you go. Here you go. And I'm like, dude, how much money do you have?
Jeez. Oh my God.
If I have a bottle of scotch, I have it once a month.
If he has 2
I would have
Stanley
it once
Cups, he's got a lot of money.
He's got money. I think I looked up his net worth. It was like 50 mil, something like that,
Jesus Christ.
which is the richest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And like you relate that to other like famous athletes and like professional sports athletes, and it's like, well, that's nothing to them. But like
Mm-hmm.
50 million?
But dude,
That's a ton of money.
He's a big deal. And it was really chill.
That's so
I liked him a
awesome.
lot. So my host,
Mhm.
the husband, he grew up with this guy, and they're like best friends.
Oh my God.
He came
That's
back.
so
He's like,
cool.
by the way, so my buddy is coming over tonight to hang out. He's a former All-Star, so just be chill.
That guy
I'm
loves
like-
saying that. He
And
loves
I'm like,
that.
what?
Yeah. That's
So I
amazing.
freaked out for a second, and then he came over, brought his guitar, and we also jammed for
Yeah.
like most of the night.
No way. That's
Which
so
was awesome.
cool.
He showed me some of his songs, and like
Yeah.
he asked me some questions. He loved me for some reason. He's like, how do I put the capo on? How do I play this chord? And every time I tried to explain it, he'd go, that's too hard. That's too hard. I'm going to do this. And I'm like, all right. So
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But that's funny. I mean, that's fun. I love when people also like even though they're maybe not musicians, like they just like to have fun with music. Like that's always refreshing to
Yeah.
me because like it can sometimes be overwhelming for us as musicians. And then just like seeing people actually just enjoy music for music is so cool. Like that's why Nashville is so awesome because even though there are an ungodly amount of musicians here, there are just so many people that are just here because they love music and they love going out and listening to
Right.
it, and it's awesome.
Dude, I forgot about that side of music.
Yeah,
I don't know, like you get so deep into it, you kind of
especially in
forget.
school when we went to school for like
Oh,
music stuff. Like it's
yeah.
insane.
You get too heady. They're like the night we had, I was like, oh my God, I haven't had this much fun playing music. Like not like playing music and not worrying about how good it is in
Yeah.
so long.
Right?
We played Wagon Wheel like 3 times in a row, and the whole time we're
Yeah.
hey mama, and we're laughing and
Yeah.
drinking. It was amazing. It was so
That's
good.
so good.
And
That's
I
so
fucked
fun.
up the chord. We all did, and like I don't know.
You fucked up
they had-
Wagon Wheel?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm not proud of that, but it was fun.
No, that's fun. It's all good. It's fun.
It was a lot of fun.
That's
And
so
then he
cool.
kept giving me all these life advice tips. He was like, "Oh, like you're only 23. You don't know yet. You don't know yet. Never say the word sure. You say sure to me, and if you run to me in New York, you say the word sure, I'm gonna punch you in the throat." I'm like, "What? All right, I'll stop
What?
saying that word for tonight."
He's just giving you random life advice that like doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Did he have
That-
was this the kind of guy that had a bunch of sayings that don't make sense, but like he just uses them as if everyone knows them?
Yeah, I couldn't remember one. I can't remember one of them. But he had. You're right. Yeah, I don't know how you knew that, but he had a ton of them.
I mean, I just from what you told me 2 seconds ago, that sounds like the guy that would do that. Because we all know that person that's just like, well,
Mhm.
you know, this is this, and you're like, I have literally never heard that before, and they don't even question it. They like,
Yeah.
they don't even see a reaction to what they said. They just keep going along with it. They're like, well, I said what I said, and we're gonna move on from that.
But he was like trying so hard to be like, I don't know, bestow knowledge onto me. And
Yeah.
you know what? It was a really nice gesture. I liked him a lot for it. I had a great time. But my favorite one, which I can't make sense of, is as I was going to bed, I'm like, all right, guys, you know, it's like pretty late. I'm gonna go to bed. Like, it was a great time.
Yeah.
It's nice meeting you. He's like, bro, are you serious? I'm like, what?
Oh
It's like,
no.
never say you're going to bed. Don't ever tell anybody you're going to bed. You tell them you're going to the bathroom and then never come back.
This guy is the ultimate frat bro that's like still in his head in his
Yes.
fraternity. Like he's like, this is where I'm supposed to be always.
Dude, if I come over and you say you're going to the bathroom and you never come back, I'm worried.
Right?
I'm knocking
Yeah.
on the door.
Yeah,
You're not
what
there.
the-
I'm freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean you're not? That's so funny. What kind of like just the advice? Advice. Like this isn't advice. This is just how you live your life. Like, and it's just strange to everyone else.
I know. Every
Oh
time he
my
goes
God.
to the bathroom, his buddy has to be like, "Oh, geez, what's happening? Is he going to the bathroom? Or
Yeah.
is
Oh boy. You never know
anything?
where he's going.
Could be leaving, going to a strip club. I don't know."
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I mean, that's cool you got to meet him. I think that's awesome.
No, he was really cool. It was a really fun night, but
Nice.
weird night. Definitely a weird.
Yeah, it
Weird,
sounds
fun
very
night.
weird. But I mean, those are the best stories, right? The weird
Yeah.
nights. So getting into kind of other things that have happened, just some news stuff. First of all, I want to kind of jump in quickly to the Olympics. So the Olympics are
Mhm.
happening. They're almost done. Like they finish on the 8th. That's like
Oh,
the
really?
last. Yeah. So Sunday, I think is Sunday is the last day of the Olympics.
Damn, I have not been watching.
I watched
The
for like a
Olympics, I
week
guess.
when I was home. I watched a bunch of like different events. But it's so strange because one, there's no fans in the stands, so it's like very awkward and very like surreal. But and it's like throwing us
Oh.
back to the time when there were no fans. Like because now fans are in the stands for
Yeah.
all American sports, so it's like, oh, this is weird that nobody's there.
Huh? That might be like a clue that America is not doing what America's supposed to do.
That's a very smart
Um,
observation
yeah.
you just made. Yeah.
where is it? Tokyo?
Tokyo. Yeah. Which is a
Tokyo.
place I want to go. That's like top 5
number
spots I
one.
want to go. It's
That's
awesome.
number one for me.
It just seems so fucking awesome. But there are so many new sports this year that are awesome, that are just so cool. There's like
what?
well, first of all, they added skateboarding, they added surfing, they added
Oh, hell yeah.
karate back, which is awesome, which is cool for me.
Yo, there's karate. I miss karate.
Yeah, so they've always had taekwondo in there, but they just added karate as well. And so they have judo, taekwondo, and now karate is back. Then they have
Nice.
they have boxing. I think they've always had boxing, but I'm not sure. But like there's a bunch of I don't know if they've had this before, but they have like whitewater rafting, like
No.
yeah, where it's like they built this like river, and you have to like go through like the you know how when you're skiing and you slalom through like those gates?
Yeah.
That's basically what they're doing, but with their kayaks.
Oh my God. I want to watch that.
It's so cool. It's awesome. And you have to like make it through every single one, or else you get like penalized a few points. Or
Right.
it's
That's
so cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But there's so many, and then there's
win?
like
Will we
horse
lose?
dancing. Have you seen that? Like
Yeah.
the
did
horse.
you see Snoop?
Snoop Dogg's video was the funniest. He's just like, oh, the horse is crip walking. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so funny. It's
Yo,
so
roll
funny.
that back. Roll that back.
Yeah.
I was dying.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on the Olympics? I mean, I've always loved them. I watched them a lot growing up, but I haven't watched them a ton this year.
My thoughts on the Olympics is every time I see them on,
Mm-hmm.
I go, I'm not old enough yet. Which is so dumb. It's like the dumbest thing like I've ever thought. But
Yeah.
it happened to me yesterday. My parents were watching it, and I'm like, maybe when I get older, I'll watch them. I don't know why.
You're just
I
like
don't
not
know.
old enough to watch it. Like you have to be 50 years old in order to
Right,
watch
yeah.
the Olympics.
I don't know why that's my
Yeah.
stereotype about the Olympics. But when I
yeah.
do watch them, I get sucked in.
Right?
You know, like
Yeah.
you sit there and you're like, oh, what's this dumbass Franklin Giovanovich like doing ice skating? You're like, dumb.
Yeah.
And then you're watching, you're like, triple axel,
Yeah.
and you go crazy.
Yeah.
That was an 8. That was
You get
7.9.
sucked
Fuck
in.
off.
You're so right. You get sucked in because like it could be a sport that makes no sense and you would have never in your million years thought you would watch. And then you're just like, oh, I want more of this. Like I got to watch this every single day.
It's so good.
Like I always like, first of all, ping pong. Ping pong is
the ping pong.
probably
I've
the
seen
greatest
people-
sport ever. It's nuts. I mean,
They
the
go
way that
insane. I can't
the
believe
way
they're
that they
even getting
serve,
to
they
it.
examine the ball like before they do. So like examine it. And I saw a thing where it's like you got to smell it in, you got to breathe it. So it's like, and then they hit it. It's like like that's exactly what they do. Like their eyes get big, like it's like they just did a line of Coke and they're like, and then they go. It's nuts. That's
There's
one of my favorite
drugs
things.
in
That
ping pong.
badminton. There's so many sports that are
Badminton's
just
cool.
fucking amazing. And I'm like, how are you even an Olympic sport? I want there to be Can Jam. If there was a Can Jam team, I would.
Dude, I would start immediately.
I would.
start
Yeah,
practicing
me
tomorrow.
too. I
Um,
have Can Jam like here, so we should play when you come.
I would
but-
love to play.
Oh my,
I would,
Lucas, we should bring Can Jam. So like, we'd probably get like kicked out of downtown for this. But like, if we brought Can Jam downtown at night in Nashville, they block off Broadway, so no cars come in there. We could just set it up on the street and play,
That'd be sick. Let's do
and
it.
we could challenge like other people to like play with us and like get them to
We
follow
gotta have
us.
we gotta have backwards hats when we do it, so we look fun.
Yeah, you're right. Forward hat is concerning. The backwards hat is I am fun and I'm here to hang out. But I think
Yeah,
that'd be
I'm so
awesome.
in.
Actually, that'd be so
Write
much
that
fun.
down. That's really good.
But Can Jam is like one of the best sports ever, and I wish like it's a yard game. I think it's a sport. You're moving, so it's a sport.
No, there's so much to it. There's so
Yeah.
much to it. The right kind of throw, the right kind of schlap.
Yeah,
You go for the hole.
if disc golf is a sport, Can Jam's a sport.
Wait, is disc golf in the Olympics?
No, but it's a sport technically.
I like disc golf.
It's
but,
fun, but it's like I mean, compared to Can Jam, it's not as fun.
Can Jam.
Yeah, Can Jam's the
Not Can
best. I mean, come on. But yeah, I agree with you. I feel like my parents love the Olympics. Like if you're older, like you
Yeah.
love it. But I also think a lot of old people are just really pissed off now, and they like because all the like Olympic athletes are like fuck the U.S. like, and it's just really funny to see. And
Are they? What are they doing?
well, because I mean, I've talked with a few older people about
But by the way, they you have to call them older. They hate it when you call them old.
yeah, older people, older than me,
Older.
which they cannot deny. Older than me people who are like, I'm just, still mad about the anthem and, kneeling at the anthem and, all this other stuff of like
Right.
being out, you know, playing for Team USA or whatever. It's like, bro, just let them go compete and do whatever the hell they want to. Like they're not
shit
there
about
for
the
your
country.
enjoyment.
Yeah.
They're trying to win a gold medal for themselves, not for you. So like,
Yeah.
there's a reason you're sitting on your butt watching from your TV and they're in Tokyo playing. So
This guy's dedicated his life to me, not to the sport. USA!
USA, USA. They're the people that chant USA like whenever something goes wrong in their lives. They're just like, maybe this chant will help. Like if you're like somehow whenever there's like a fight, like if you're at a bar and there's a bar fight, someone is chanting USA. In the bar,
Yep.
someone starts that chant immediately if there's a fight, which should concern us as a country. Like the fact that like
How
a
is
fight
this-
happens and we're like, USA, we gotta start chanting. Let's
This
go.
is our country.
Yes.
This is what our country does.
Yes.
As if it's not what Ireland does. Come on. guys.
Come on. That's so funny. But yeah, the Olympics are, I don't know. I'm underwhelmed by them this year. But even though there's so many new sports, but in 2028, the Olympics are going to be in LA.
Yo, really?
And I kind of want to go. Just like
That'd be a lot of
go
fun.
watch something. you
Yeah,
know?
dude, we'll be 30. We'll be old enough to watch the Olympics.
Yeah, we'll be old enough then. It'll be perfect. Have plenty of time to go out there as 30-year-old men, just living our lives.
You and me.
Always, you and I together.
Right, because the podcast will have blown up.
Oh yeah, well, I
exponentially
mean,
by
it's going to be huge by then. How could it not be?
then. It's going to be as big as Jeff Bezos's theoretical dick.
Theoretical peen, exactly. So, do you want to get into some Is It Weirds?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do it. So I got two for us today. They are actually pretty mild compared to other ones that
good.
we've had recently. I don't know if you saw you didn't get through my episode, but there was one that I did where this person was like saying they thought they were smart for coming up with holding your breath is to get rid of hiccups. And I just rip into them at the end. I was like, you idiots. Like, you don't, like, that is step one of, like, getting rid of your hiccups. You hold your breath. Everyone knows that. And they thought they were, like, Einstein for coming up with this. I was like, this is
What
so
the
dumb.
fuck? Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, very upsetting.
Also,
honestly.
hold on. Can we stop for a second?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm realizing that you bet $50 that I would die. What the fuck? How did I just skip over that? How did I just graze over that fact? You're just like, yeah, I bet $50 you'd get like fucked up by some moose.
Well, Lucas,
What?
you would
Aaron,
lose in a
come
fight to a
on.
moose. Would you
I
not?
know
Would you
that.
not win? Do you think you would win?
Yeah, but you thought I would. I'm dumb enough to challenge a moose.
I don't know. This
$50.
hockey player was trying to get you really drunk, so like maybe he probably would have started it, and you would have been like
Dude,
caught in the
he would've-
crossfire between the moose and the Scotty G guy.
Dude, Scotty G would have fought a moose.
You would have fucked that
Easy.
moose up. Oh my god, that's so funny. But I did really bet money
yeah,
on
fuck you.
on you dying.
So yeah, all right.
Oh, well, it
I
happened.
just wanted to bring that up. I'm not gonna forget it, Aaron. That's so funny. That's
next
so
time,
funny.
next time I go somewhere, you can bet that I'm gonna die or something. I don't know. All right.
Is it weird? Is it weird?
Is it weird that I folded my roommate's clothes? I was just doing laundry and didn't check the dryer before I started washing my clothes. Then when I came to start drying, there was a whole load of laundry in there. I didn't want my clothes to sit wet in the washer and get mildewy, so I folded the guy's stuff and then proceeded with my laundry. I don't really talk to my roommate much, and in fact, there's a little tension going on right now. Is it weird that I folded his underwear and stuff? ? And he's like this thing. I feel weird, but hoping he appreciates the sentiment.
That's tough. Is it weird? A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think the normal person would just pull it out, stick it on the couch or something.
Yeah, Yeah, I know there
and
was
do
like
their
a rule.
laundry.
I'm assuming this is college because if it's like the fact that they said I don't really talk to my roommate, that makes me think it's college. Because if you're like an
Yeah.
adult and living with someone, I'm assuming it's someone that you kind of know, you know?
Yeah.
So this is probably a college student. And I know we had a rule in college where like you had to wait 10 minutes. So like you went in, if there was stuff in the dryer or the washer, like you wait 10 minutes. And if
Yep.
nobody comes to get it, then you can take it out. But yeah, I would usually just put it on top of the washer. Like I
Right.
would just place it on top.
No big deal. So maybe like they're trying to avoid some sort of conflict with the folding, but that almost looks
Maybe.
more passive aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Oh, I know people that would get so incredibly angry though that their stuff was taken out of the washer. And I'm like, well, I mean,
Well, that's
other people have
ridiculous.
to use it. And
Yep.
like I'm someone who when I do laundry, especially when I was in college, I would schedule out time. I'm like, all right, I have 2 hours of my day. This is when I'm doing laundry. And I'm making sure like I have my timer ready. When it goes off, I
Mhm.
go downstairs, I switch it up, and then I, put the
Smart.
timer back on. So I know where my clothes are at all times. Like when I was an RA, people would complain to us all the time about like clothes being taken. We're like, listen, dude, like you should be there with your clothes. Like this is not on us. Like you should just
Yeah.
be aware of where your clothes are at all times. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
So why did you leave your clothes there?
Exactly. But yeah, I think this is very weird, but also it's kind of nice. I mean, I would definitely be, stressed out when I came downstairs to see my clothes just folded. I'd be like, well, what happened here? Like, did my mom show up? Like, what happened here? But I don't know. It's weird, but it is a nice sentiment. I do agree with him there.
Yeah. Mom? Mom?
Mom? Jeez, what? I wouldn't be surprised if my mom somehow showed up. I know that
She's there now.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
she?
like, yeah, she's
Is
here
she
now.
folding your clothes, Aaron?
No. I did my laundry before they came. Thank God, because
Smart.
if I didn't do it, my mom would have seen my hamper and gone, you gonna do laundry anytime soon? I was like, I'm not having that conversation with her. So
I've been living on my own for so long. I can do my laundry.
So yeah, I think we're at a consensus here. I think it's weird, but also it is a nice sentiment. Like
It's a nice sentiment.
I
It's a
would
nice
be
nice idea.
I'd be concerned that some of my clothes were gone though. Like I would see it and everything folded, and I'd be like, oh, maybe someone took something. Like I don't know. if
Oh,
someone
yeah?
did- I feel like, but that's just me being skeptical all the time. So I don't know.
I think they said roommate though, so I don't think your
Yeah,
roommate would
yeah,
steal from
maybe
you,
it's
would
fine.
they?
Yeah.
Or it'd be funny if like a week later they're wearing your shirt.
Yeah, that would be so funny. Like that's like something from like a sitcom. Like that would be in a TV show.
It is very sitcom. Kind of Seinfeld.
The next Is It Weird is also clothes themed.
Ooh.
Is it weird if every day I wear a shirt and jeans? And then it just says like, I don't know why anyone else would wear something besides that's bad quality or doesn't fit or is not as comfortable. There's like, I don't know why people wouldn't just wear a shirt and jeans every day. They wear this every single day, they say. I think that's very strange.
It doesn't blow me away. What are your initial thoughts? What are your initial thoughts?
I don't think it's weird to wear like shirts and jeans most of the days of the week because like I do, right? But if you have to specifically wear that like no matter what, like if you can't wear something else, that's a little strange. Like
That is strange.
you better be living in a cold climate too. Because
Yeah,
jeans,
why- yeah,
but then
it's
also a
hot out.
t-shirt. Like, do you wear sweatshirts or what is
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
we
that?
disagree on what a sweatshirt is.
True, we do. But it's like the scene in the B movie when he goes into his closet and it's just black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. And it's like, what if you walked into their closet and it was just a row of jeans, the same color, like the same thing, and then a row of t-shirts, and that's it. That's all they had.
See, I think that person would be a genius.
Really? Is it like a Steve
And
Jobs thing?
I know Einstein did that, or Einstein or Edison. Some famous smart guy did it.
Well, I know that like Steve
Because-
Jobs just wore like that jeans in the black
Oh, he did too.
turtleneck. I'm pretty sure that's like all he wore.
See, I love that. I would love that. I'd be like, no, I don't wear anything else. Don't worry about it.
You're kind of turning me on this. You're kind of getting me to his side a little
It
bit.
just sounds so easy. So, and it always looks good. But
True.
jeans and a t-shirt depends on the t-shirt. If he's wearing graphic tees, assuming this is a dude, I don't think a
He's
woman would
got-
do this.
Lucas, I had that exact thought. He's got to be wearing graphic tees.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's not good.
there's no way he's not. He doesn't have every single rock band of the 70s and 60s on a shirt that he's wearing
Led
every
Zeppelin,
single day.
Dark Side of the Moon.
yeah, yeah, those Rolling Stones, like
Rolling
all of
Stones,
those.
yep.
He's got every single one. Oh boy, yeah.
Abbey Road. Yeah.
But to have well, that's the thing. I feel like he's implying here that it's different shirts. So like, if it was the same shirt, I'd respect him way more, because then you're like,
That's
this is
badass.
my outfit. Like
This is-
I
yeah.
like when I see the outfit of like the Steve Jobs outfit, I think Steve Jobs, and it's just jeans and a turtleneck, and I'm like, oh, that was his outfit. Like, to have an outfit that is yours and people recognize you because of the
Yeah.
clothes that you wear, that's pretty awesome.
That's cool. That is, and you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You can focus more on other things. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Dude, his wardrobe must be so easy. He probably doesn't buy new clothes that often. You know, think about
Yeah.
the money he saves.
Oh, so much. He's got to be saving so much money. If he's buying graphic tees from Target, he's got to be saving so much money. And I'm not judging. I've bought graphic tees from Target.
I do too.
You got to
they're
have
so-
a few
they got
good graphic
selection.
tees. I mean,
You gotta have one or two. I got a Chumley one. Pretty
oh,
badass.
nice. I wore a Dunder Mifflin shirt the other day.
Nice.
It's very comfortable.
See, you gotta have
Yeah.
you gotta have your TV show shirt.
Exactly.
TV t-shirts.
TV t-shirts.
Your t-shirt V's.
Yeah. So I guess this is situational. It's weird if it's all graphic tees, you're a weird dude. But
Yeah.
if you are like, this is what I wear every day, this color shirt with these jeans, all power to you, man. Like, I'm down for it.
Very cool. I want a picture. I want people to start enclosing pictures.
Me
If
too.
you submit one,
Mhm.
which I encourage you to do,
Yes, please.
the listeners, please include a picture because I want to look at something.
Yes, please do it. I love looking at things too. It's very nice to look at things. So, all right. Well, that's all that we have for today. Quickly before we end, go listen to Citrus Maxima's new song, Cleanest Man
Yes.
Alive. Lucas and his band, Citrus Maxima, just released their newest single, Cleanest Man Alive. It's awesome, by the way. Lucas, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I love your you have so much sass in this song. I love it. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I was like, oh yes, the bridge part there is so dope. Everyone go listen to it. It's a must listen. Add it to your playlists, share it with people, put it on your social medias.
Everything you could do.
Yes,
is
do it all.
Very much loved and thanked.
Loved and thanks. Yeah.
Loved and thanked.
So yeah, go check that out. And we will probably have an interview next week. Lucas is actually coming here in a few weeks, so we're going to be filming a bunch of stuff. So get ready
Yes.
for a bunch of shit to come your way. But until then, I hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you next week.